All right, welcome back to Woodstock Guitar Guy. And we are here with Telly Tuesday again. Another Telly, and this one is very new and very special. It's one I actually put together myself from various parts. It's a parts caster. I call my parts casters Burncasters. Okay, that's my name. I got a few of these floating around, and they're fun. They're a lot of fun. You kind of don't know how it's going to turn out when you get started and dive into these things, and sometimes they turn out great, and other times not so great. That's the story of this whole guitar thing, and if it's meant to happen, if it's meant to be, it'll happen. That's just the way it works. I can hear Holly down there barking, saying hi to us. Hi, Holly. So this particular Telecaster parts caster project came together very quickly because primarily I had a lot of the stuff already here. I had the pickups. I've had these pickups since COVID. 5 years. They were the very first pickups I bought online, and I bought them from Stu Mac, and they're called Golden Age, I believe, or Golden Era humbuckers, and I love them. They are absolutely one of my favorites, and I just didn't have a project to put them in for a long time. I tried them in a couple of different things, and I wasn't happy with the actual instrument. I had problems with the kits and all of this. That's a long story. Anyway, they were on the shelf. The pickups were on the shelf, so I wanted a body that would take two humbuckers. And this body came up, and with the neck attached, you notice it is a set neck on this thing. It's not even a bolt-on neck. This came up on Guitar Fetish in the clearance department for 35% off, and I ended up getting the body with the binding. You see the binding on this thing? Look at that. Got the body. It was blemished. Had a little ding right in here, just a little tiny chunk out of the neck, which I sanded off. It's fine. And I got the body with the neck for $65. How could I say no? It was, even if the neck was terrible and I had to work on it, that would be fine too. But as it turns out, the neck was great. The only thing I did was I just did a little bit of light sanding for fret sprout. There's a little tiny bit of fret sprout on here, and then I went back with a dressing file, and I actually dressed each file end with a dressing file, which is a very cool little tool. You should have it if you don't already. They're from Japan. They're beautiful little files, and they have the bottom side of the file is not square. It's actually rounded so that you can work those frets. Okay, I don't have it here in front of me, but you get the idea. You can work the frets without gouging the neck. Okay, and that's why it's called a fret file. Beautiful little thing, and I went up and down. I got most of it. It's pretty good. It's definitely playable. And I had the tuners. I had some locking tuners kicking around. I have a lot of various parts floating around. I had the black pick guard already. I hadn't used it yet. Probably bought it in error. Didn't realize it came with a humbucker sized opening instead of a P90 or something like that. I did buy the bridge. I bought the bridge that Guitar Fetish recommended would fit the guitar. And I did that, and that was like $15 or something like that. You know, whoop-de-doo. I had a wiring harness, 500K wiring harness, ready to go with a 3-position toggle instead of that usual Tele 3-position toggle. So I went looking for a plate that would take a 3-position toggle. And I found one on Guitar Madness. Another great store. You should definitely check them out on eBay. They have a lot of really cool stuff. Their pickups are really nice. We'll talk more about their pickups in the future here. They're inexpensive. Their budget stuff is good. And they had this plate. And I forget how much it was, maybe $15 or $12 or something. Anyway, it came right away. And as you can see, I set it up so that the switch is at the end of the line instead of in the front. So you won't hit the switch when you're doing your Pete Townsend, windmills. But the volume is right here, that's the key. You got a very easy grab for the volume. And the only other thing I purchased was that I didn't already have laying around were the knobs. And I bought the knobs also from Guitar Fetish. They were like $10 or something, and they're metal and they're cool. And it just kind of by serendipity, this all kind of came together with this black and blue theme, and that's what the guitar is. It's the black and blue. And it turns out it plays wonderfully. I could sit and play this thing all day long. It has a nice little resonance all of its own. And not heavy, just normal size weight for a Tele. And the beauty of this whole project or this whole endeavor is that you take a bunch of parts from a box and you start working away with them, and you end up with something like this. And I'm like, there's just, it's hard to describe the feeling of, creating something out of a box of parts that is actually like really cool. I've never had a blue guitar before. This is the first blue Tele I've ever owned. First blue guitar I've ever owned, And there's just something really cool about starting from scratch, taking your time, working your way through it, and then when the finished product is done, And the name goes on, Burncaster. You know, it's you got this great guitar. It sounds fantastic, as you heard coming in, with the clean tone, and we'll hear going out with the overdrive. These pickups are one of the favorite sets I have around here. I have a few favorites, and this is definitely one of them. Now, these are not especially cheap on StewMac, I'll tell you that right now. But they are worth it. They're totally worth the extra, whatever, 25 bucks or whatever it's going to cost you over something else. And you're happy, it's small change when you're talking guitars selling for $1,000 and up, Fenders for $1,500 and Gibsons for $3,000, on and on and on. And they're great guitars. Don't get me wrong, great guitars, but sometimes you get lucky with one of these parts casters and you get a great guitar for not a lot of money. And that's part of the charm, is that, for very little investment and some time and some effort, you get something cool. And if it doesn't work out, you're not out a lot of money. And you still have the parts caster, and if you want to strip the parts off, let's say the neck was completely terrible and it's shot, so you just strip it, get another body, get another neck, start again, but you're way ahead of the game at that point, you see. This happened to be a good deal. I spotted it, I grabbed it. Blemishes don't bother me at all. That's not what it's about for me. I'm all for, good necks, bodies that line up, everything works, everything lines up perfectly, which this did. Not too heavy, which this isn't. I like the fact that it's a set neck and through body here. Oh, I had to buy these ferrules too. I had to buy the right size ferrules to put in here. They were like 10 bucks or something, 12 bucks. So minimal cost, maximal, fun. And I'm really, the telly body is really starting to grow on me. I really enjoy the feel of it. I like the weight, I like the balance, and I love the fact that you can put different pickups, you can really mix and match, as we saw last week with the snakehead. It's all good. It's all good. So with that, I'm going to go out with some rockin' tones here. And I just want to say this is our episode number 20. And we're going to, as you can see, we've changed the set. we're now in the main part of my studio here, so you can kind of see some of the guitars I have. There are a few more, and but we're going to try to go through them, and we'll pick up a few new ones along the way as we go, and some will get tossed off the island. They're great guitars, but I don't play them all, and I'm kind of the person that believes that somebody out there should be playing these guitars, and if I can't do it, then somebody else should. And so we sell them, move them on. I may try selling a guitar or two through my Reverb store, which is the Woodstock guitar guy on Reverb. And we'll see what happens, It's, who knows? I may start selling parts casters. The Burncaster. I like that fellow on Scar My Guitar, and he builds guitars. beautiful guitars, and he does them from, I don't know, scratch. I don't know how I think he even cuts the wood for the bodies. I'm a little lazy on that front. I like them all finished. I like them ready to go. I'll put the hardware on, and then I make the decision what kind of pickups are going to go in there. And I dress the frets and polish and set it all up and everything. That's my forte. And then play it, of course. So with that, if you like what you're hearing, hit like, join, subscribe, comment, tell me what you think. Go back through and look at some of the previous episodes that I've done here. I've covered a lot of ground. I've got a lot more to cover. And start looking for links to music. I'm going to start linking some of my recorded music. I have a lot of projects out there floating around. We'll start linking that, and we'll see you next week after. I don't know what I'm doing next week, but it'll be fun either way. I mean, I'll pull one off the shelf and we'll look at that and see what we got, so. All right, thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you next time. Peace, love from Woodstock, New York. Ciao. Middle position. Here's the neck pickup.